Hello? Got booted again. Anybody here? Yep, I don't know what happened, Paul. All of a sudden, everything just shut off. I have no idea what that was about, and I apologize. Sorry. Are you understanding this a little bit better? Well, Don Famularo and I just don't get along, for one, Dimitri. That was very nice of you, okay? Him and I, about a year ago, had an intense argument. And he called my studio here 3 times to give me some shit. Now, everybody does what they do, and, you know, I don't... What pisses me off is when somebody's bullshitting. That's what pisses me off, okay? Now, I studied with Joe Morello for 30 years on and off. And I was very close to Joe and some of his students as well. And we're still close to this day. The students, that is. Joe passed on. Now, this shit with the ambassador of the drum world, you know, what do you want me to tell you? It's good for him. He's making money. He's a great motivational speaker, and that's all. I totally disagree with his nonsense. To me, it's not what the art of drumming is, okay? Especially when he does the control strokes or the full stroke. Did he show you this, Dimitri? When you throw the stick down to open the hand and catch it? Hey, I can't even do that. Jesus. Oh, like this? Did he show you that, Dimitri? All right, we'll get into that, okay? You don't know how to apply it to page 10 and 20? All right, so, yeah, but that's wrong, Dimitri. Let me, guys, give me a break with the Dimitri here. That's incorrect. All right, let me explain to you my reason for that. All right, that's total nonsense. You throw the stick down and catch it. You're not catching the stick. Your stick is cradled here with the fingers. I throw the stick down, she comes back automatically. And my arm and my wrist are totally relaxed. If I go like this and bring it in, I'm putting pressure on the drumstick and I'm tightening my forearm. I want to see him do those strokes like this when he's doing. I mean, you know, I don't want to talk about the guy no more. All right, I had it with him. he should just put the drumsticks down, put the microphone on with his big teeth, and be a motivational speaker. Period. All right, Paul, you said it's not frustrating. You can't apply it to page 10. Okay, let me go back to page 10. And if I get booted this time, I'm not coming back on. Dimitri, email me. We'll talk, okay? Page 10. All right, that's lesson 4, page 10. Now, what you have here, you're going to read the line. And I say the first off, the figure on line 1 is a 4-measure increment. It's the same 4 times. I refer to that as the melody line. So if I played that with one hand, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You understand that, Paul? Now what I'm doing, instead of playing the bass drum just on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? That's how you play the figure with the bass drum on 1. So you're doing quarter notes. You're actually, technically, if you're going 1 and, all right, that's 1 against 2. If you do the quarter note, 2, 3, 4, that's 1 against 1. But I mean, you don't talk about it like that, but technically that's what it is. So now I'm putting the 8th note triplet underneath. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Now I'm going to play the line. That's the melody with one hand. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Does that clarify it a little bit better for you there, Mr. Paul? Hoist, do you understand it? Dimitri, do you understand it? The other guys didn't come back. Man, I don't know what it is with the internet lately. I have had this trouble for the last 2 months. It just, boom, poops out everything. I mean, my provider is being paid for, my electric bill is being paid for, but it's just, I guess it's just some thing in the internet itself, in the stream. You got that, okay. Now, that's with the left hand or the right hand, taking the melody against the triplet. 1, 2, 3, line 1. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. Now I'm playing just with the right hand, or you could play it just with the left hand. Where it gets a little funky and a little insane is alternating the strokes. Ha! Do we understand that? Now there's nothing there. If you understand line 1, 2, 3, and 4, you could hit 5 and all the rest of them. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. That's 5. Here we go, 5. Got it? Paul? Now we're just playing this 3 against, we could use any kind of combination we want. You have the double, you don't have the double beaters. If I'm playing triplets here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. See that? Now, if you don't have the double beaters, you want to use the hi-hat in its place, that's cool as well. It's just a different sound. So you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wait till we start playing that down with the jazz pattern. Ha! It's insane. All right, that takes care of that. You understand the stick control The way we did it in 3 against 4, 3 against 2, and a couple variables. Now we're going to go to page 20. Let me know when you're on page 20, Paul, and the other guys. You understand, Hoist, all right? Paul, you got it? Dimitri's got it? Let me know when you guys are on page 20. All right? So we need Hoist and we need Dimitri and whoever else is in here on page 20, the syncopation book. Hoist, you on page 20? Dimitri, you're on? Okay. We need Hoist to get on page 20, the syncopation book. That's the second edition. I don't know what the first one, I got the first one someplace. Okay, so we're on page 20. It's a simple pattern. It's a simple reading exercise. You imagine when you first started all the problems you had with this? Well, the first thing you have to understand is what's going on with the page and to read it down on one surface. So I'm going to do it slow. 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the 4. 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the 4. Bapu dee be da. 3, 4. 1E and the 2. 3, 4. Line 2. 1. 2E and the 3. 4, 1, 2E and the 3, 4. Now Dimitri, Hoist, and Paul, you know how to read that on one surface, right? We know how to read that on one surface. If I took it up a little bit. Line 2. So on and so forth. You know how to read that on one surface. Now, excuse me. Again, like I said, it gets very confusing of what I'm giving you because it's not written out. And this takes a tremendous amount of time to write out. But I'm going to write it out for you. This way you can visualize it. It's best not to visualize it and put it into your brain. It makes you stronger. But some of it's kind of difficult. So we're going to visualize it, okay, guys? So I just played that on one surface. Now I have an option. I can play that melody line with the bass drum, okay, and play eighth note triplets with the snare drum, okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Do we follow that? I'm playing 3 against 4 for the first downbeat. 1. Now 2. 2, 3. Now 3. 3, 2, 3, 4. Now 4, 2, 3. Again. It's a lot of fun doing them once you get them down. Reading on one surface is okay. But now you see what we're doing? We're playing against it. We're playing the melody line. Like the line that's written is the melody line. Line 1 is... And we're playing that against the triplet. Okay? We're going... 1. That's the first line. I usually have my metronome set up, but the wire's stripped, and I've ordered that wire a couple weeks back, and I still haven't received it. So next time we do that, all right, I'll slow it down, Paul, not a problem. You understand that the first downbeat You have the 16th notes, that's the 4. And we're going to put the triplet inside of that 4. So the first downbeat, and I'll do it slow, I'm going to count, remember I'm counting, I'm opening up the triplet instead of 1, 2, 3, or 1 and 2 and 3, and I'm going 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the. So if you put those counts together, there's 12 counts. 3 times 4 is 12. Polyrhythm, the rules. So I'm going to play 1E and the 2 on the top. So I'm going to do it slow. 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the. Now I just played the first 2 downbeats. Is that clarifying it for you, Paul? 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the. You're doing 3 against 4, and then 3 against 1, 3 against 1, 3 against 1. See it? Dimitri, do you understand it? Hoist, do you understand it? Well, when you see it, when you visualize it, you definitely will understand it. Hoist, do you understand what I just did? Dimitri, do you understand it? This is unusual, it's not practical, and it's mind-boggling. So, and it takes a tremendous amount of concentration, and it's definitely going to put your timing together. When you play it with a metronome, it's not a different world, but it makes you right. And you'll start to hear it as you play it faster, the 16ths against the 8th note triplet. Are there any questions to this point so far? Okay. All right, what I'm going to do, I mean, I apologize about the reception. That's no fault of mine. Oh, excuse me. And I'm going to sign off. Before I sign off, you understand. If you do the triplet, Paul, you're counting. Remember, we went over this, and I keep going over it, and that's okay. The way I count a triplet, let me take this out. The way I count a triplet is 1 and the. Okay? That's my norm. Now, when I do polyrhythms for subdivision, I change the count of the triplet to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now I want to open up the distance between 1, 2, and 3. If I'm doing 3 against 2, I'm going to add an 8th note count in there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay? Now, if I'm going to do 3 against 4, I'm going to add now another count. Instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and, I'm adding 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the. At this point, you need to count it, and you have to put everything in place. 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the. Or slow it down. 1E and the 2E and the 3E and 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the. Got it? Now, where the 4 falls inside of the triplet, I have that count going on. 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the. The first 2 strokes with the right, and you want to write this down on a piece of paper, Paul. 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the, okay? Now, the first right falls on the 1. Now you have E and the. 2, E and the. 3, E and the. It's every 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. Yeah, you see how it works? 1E and the 2E, 1 E and the 2, yeah, 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 is my triplet. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3. Ba 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 ba. The 4. 1. Get it? Does it make sense to you, Paul? Write it down. All right, you do that, okay? Are there any more questions before I sign off? And I apologize about the stream. I will be back tomorrow again, 1 p.m. Dimitri, you're welcome anytime. 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Okay, Hoist, no questions? Whoever else is in here. Is mind-boggling. It really is. Subdivision, control, tempo, reading, knowing what's coming next. There's a lot going on mentally. It's going to make you stronger. Dimitri, you still there? Any questions? Hoist, Raphael. We're just about done. How are you, Raphael? Is this your first time here? But we have a lot of respectful guys out there, some not so respectful, but everybody calls me Mr. Patella. You know, I feel so old when you do that. I am old, but you know, it makes me feel older. I'm glad you understand that, Hoist. It's going to help you. What is this? All right, thank you, Raphael. Listen, all right, I was about to sign off because I started the lesson today at 6:45. I normally start lessons 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So here's what you want to do. I'm going to give you my email. Let's see. Can I what? Raid your channel? Okay, Cypher Silent. That's okay. All right. Well, email me. Send me your channel. Send me some videos. Here's my email. Now, what you want to do is email me so I can put you on my mailing list, okay, Raphael? And same thing with you there, Dimitri. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me about your channel. Send me a video. And I'll talk, it's Gmail, M-A-I-A. What thing it is? What did I do here? All right, so the 1 p.m. would be good for you. All right, here's my email again. I made a mistake on it. There you go. Now, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is what time in your country? And Dimitri, where are you from? Is that Greece? Now email me. You'll get PDFs for the lesson. You get PDFs on this one when I finish them. Okay, what time will it be at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the U.S.? What time would it be in your country? Yeah, you said that. It's from Greece, okay. How about you, Dimitri? All right, email me, okay? I'm going to sign off. I have to go. Have a good day. I'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope I've helped you out somewhat. I'll be writing some PDFs. I can't promise tomorrow, but when they're done, everybody will get them.